Chamber This Morning, presented by the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber This Morning, and we welcome Lesley Webster into the studio now. Leslie, of course, just recently came on board the Convention and Visitors Bureau, but you've been hitting the ground running. You've been busy, right?
I have been. It's been a pretty crazy week this week alone, but it's good. It's all good stuff.
And I understand the main focus right now is RAGBRAI.
Right. So if you missed the official announcement last week, or maybe even this week, it all blurs together. But officially, we are a go. It's 100% on, and there are no restrictions in terms of group size or anything like that. So we will have COVID mitigations in place within the different cities, but the full event is a go. So that's exciting, and thankfully, we've already been working on it, but now it becomes even more intense.
RAGBRAI, I believe now that's the end of July when they do arrive here?
Right. So
Okay.
they'll actually get into town on the 23rd, I believe is that Friday,
Okay.
where they come in and leave their cars here and use our long-term parking and things. And then they all get on charter buses right across the state on their bus to then turn around and ride back on their bicycle.
Okay. Of course, President Biden was speaking last night. He was hoping by the 4th of July, we can all get together, family cookouts and
Right.
barbecues. And of course, it sounds like it's going to be great news
That
for
would be
RAGBRAI.
perfect. Mm-hmm.
So what preparations are going on right now for RAGBRAI for the stop here in Clinton?
Sure. We have a lot going on. So just this week alone, by the end of today, I will have had 7 RAGBRAI meetings with various entities. One of them on, I think it was Monday, I rode around with Sheriff Bill Greenwald and Captain Joe Raymakers from the police department, and we rode the entire route. We went to DeWitt, pulled out of their camping spot, and then measured the distance and looked at all the different spots, where they're coming into our town, what we're passing, all those kinds of things. So that's one of the real big things, is working on that route. We do have a couple positions open for volunteers. So specifically, I need somebody who wants to work on our executive committee to help with the publicity. So they would be responsible for maintaining the social media for RAGBRAI, for helping with our website that's RAGBRAI specific and things like that. They don't have to know how to code. They just have to be willing to get in there and answer things and do whatever needs done with that. That is a big commitment because there are a lot of meetings coming up, and because of course there's, social media is all the time. We were just talking before we went on about how you can get it from anywhere and the people from outside of our area can see it. So we want to be able to really present Clinton very well and let people who are coming from not just the state of Iowa, but really across the country to know what to expect when they get here. So that's a real big role. The other one is a little more behind the scenes, but equally important. We need a recording secretary, somebody who's literally willing to come to all the meetings and take notes. So they don't have to get in front of people. They don't have to, a day of, they don't have to do anything. We just need somebody to help keep all those notes. And there are a lot of meetings.
And now these are volunteers that you are
Yes.
looking for. So
Correct.
It's not a paid position for these
Correct.
folks? Okay.
But I mean, it would look great if there's a college student that wants to get involved. That's a great thing to put on your resume, your academic, applications for scholarships and stuff, is I helped run this committee.
Very
So
true.
It looks good.
That's true. Now, if they are interested, how can they get involved or contact you?
So the best way is to email me, lwebster@clintonia.com, or we're all over social media with Visit Clinton, Iowa, so they can just look for that and send me a message on there too.
All right, I'm visiting with Lesley Webster. So what is the route in town? Can you divulge that?
I can divulge it. You have to know that it could possibly still change.
Okay.
But right now, our plan is come in on 136 onto Main and come in that way. And then at Pershing,
Okay.
turn and go.
To 9th
What
Avenue
direction
North.
is that? Yes.
That would be heading south.
Heading south.
To
Exactly. That's what I meant. Yep. To 9th Avenue North.
Okay.
And then the dip site will be down there.
Okay. Because I know in one time when they went right by our studio here on 13th Avenue North,
Fun. Mhm.
and then went on down to Pershing, and then just had to go like 4 blocks to get to 9th Avenue North down
Right.
to the riverfront. So apparently it'll be coming in on 136 then.
Right. So we're trying to get them, I mean, spread the wealth. Like, let's
Right.
get them past as many of our businesses as possible. We know that it's going to be an early morning, so people will probably be coming in really anytime from maybe even 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's incredible when they start coming in. Like I pointed out, they went by our station one year, and it's just waves and waves and waves of bikes after each other. It's
How
incredible.
long did it take for them to get past?
Most of the day.
Okay.
You got the ones who get started really early, and then you got the other ones who kind of take their time
Right.
and do the route. So they'll be coming in from DeWitt.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it is a short, well, actually not directly from DeWitt.
Okay.
It's a short day. So they're routing them from DeWitt up to Charlotte and
Okay.
Goose Lake, and then kind of around that way.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, get them a few more miles.
Yes. There you go. So what else are we talking about this morning?
Well, the other thing that I'm really hoping to find sooner rather than later is somebody who would like to serve as, I would call it an intern. If they want for their resume, they can call it a program manager. I'm fine. We'll give them whatever title they need, but it's a volunteer. Somebody for the spring and summer to help with the bike program. So we are excited to get the bikes back out and ready. But of course, they've been sitting in storage for over a year. So we need to go through all of them, get them all ready to get out. And then just throughout the summer, it is a management situation where you have to be consistently aware of how many bikes are at each station. We need to move some? If somebody gets one at Eagle Point and rides it all the way to Comanche, that's fantastic. But if everyone does that, then we have all the bikes in Comanche. So now we need to get them back upriver.
Yeah. And you were telling me you believe there are 5 different stations. You mentioned up in the north end of Comanche. I would imagine along the riverfront downtown area is another location. But I know that program, when it kicked off, went over extremely well.
Right. It's really cool. I have a friend that lives in DeKalb, and she told me that she and her family came up and rented bikes for the day and rode along the river and stuff like that. So it's a neat, fun thing to do that doesn't really cost a lot. It's $1 an hour. So, I mean, how much cheaper can you get for family fun?
Yeah.
You come out, right?
Well, that'll be great to have that back again as part of what, the tourism industry here in the community. How are other things coming along for you, Lesley?
Really well. So there are just so many different things going. Of course, the consignment crawl is coming up in April 9th and 10th. And so I've been working with Lou on some publicity things there. Thankfully, she actually has got it under control. She and Missy from Renaissance have been going out to all the different stores and filming and stuff. It's on their Facebook page. And then Lou just messaged me today with an idea. She said, "What do you think about this idea?" And she has the whole thing already figured out. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. So she's really great to work with and fun to work with. And so that's one. I was at the Showboat Theater board meeting earlier this week to just kind of get an idea of what's going on there and what they're, of course, grappling with, because there are a whole lot of, right now there are mitigations in place and we don't know if they'll still be there for the summer. So there are a lot of decisions that they have to make with that and have to make soon because it's time to sign contracts. Yeah. So just things like that, trying to keep.
So you're keeping busy.
Trying to keep my head wrapped around everything happening in town.
Well, you're doing a great job just getting started here. And again, if people want to help volunteer with RAGBRAI and the bikes, how can they contact you?
lwebster@clintonia.com or look for me on social media.
All right, Lesley, thanks so much.
Thank you.
The Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce, an association of businesses organized to encourage a strong local economy and quality of life by promoting a well-balanced community, receptive business climate, sound government, and informed membership. Chamber This Morning, a presentation of the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce and KROS.
Once again, our thanks to Lesley Webster of the Convention and Visitors Bureau for stopping in.